I don't know who said what during that storm delay, but I'd sure like to see the video. Somebody set their hair on fire, and it's a darn good thing. Up to that point, it was a worrisome night. First question was whether or not problems from last week had been corrected. And the first answer was no. The defensive backs were taking one step and a half in the wrong direction. And that isn't as bad as last week, but it's enough to get the receiver open, especially when the defense isn't keeping the quarterback contained. And that was the other problem. They got pressure, but the quarterback kept slipping outside, and that gives the receivers a big advantage. Duquesne took advantage of it. We're lucky at that point they didn't score more. The defense did hold up most of the time. They made some adjustments even before the storm came in as far as the defensive backs. And I think a big adjustment was bringing in Malachi Ruffin. He isn't the most talented in the world, but he doesn't make those kind of mistakes. He has the experience. Now, as far as I know, Floyd and Miller are both still out. And Miller may be out a week or a season. We're still waiting to hear. I think when those two come back, things will be better. But it's going to be a little nerve-wracking between now and then. It was also interesting that Wilcox got an interception after, I think it was Coach Wright mentioned that he had dropped every interception opportunity he had in camp. So that's good. Bishop also had an interception, a very good interception. Of course, a play or two before that, he was too far off in coverage. But it was still a good game for Bishop, good game for Burks. And it's good for the team and the fans to see them step up. Now, as I mentioned with the front seven, man, they got pressure all night long, and it didn't matter whether it was the number ones, the number twos, or the number threes. They were all bringing it. For a while, they did not get containment. Especially after the storm delay. I think they let the QB out once, and he burned us, but I don't think he got out more than that or much more than that. So they did make the right adjustments. They stuffed the run game. Tackles for loss were numerous. And of course, we at least hope for that against an FCS team. We got it. As far as the offense, well, Garrett Green has an arm. We already knew that, but some people denied it. Now, he was still a little off on some of the shorter passes. Good some of the time, off some of the time. He was rarely, if ever, off on the deeper throws, including another touchdown drop by Preston Fox. But Fox did come back with a couple of good catches. He's gotten that out of the way. I think that will settle his head down, and he'll go back to the Preston Fox who catches anything near him. Hudson, Clement. Now, Carter was dressed but my understanding was they were not planning to play him. I don't know if there's a minor injury. And Ray, I had not heard that he was out, but there was some word that he would be out before the game. I don't have more information on that, but that's why you didn't see him. Hudson Clement we saw. And I have to wonder if he earned himself that last scholarship spot with tonight's game. It was good to see. And he would have been third on the depth chart at that position. So we've got receivers, guys. We didn't use them all. There were still some drops. But we've got receivers. Green gets them the ball. Taylor had a pretty good game. Couple of passes that were just a tad off, or he would have had a bigger game and a touchdown. Rodney Gallagher got just a little bit of action and almost made a big play that turned into a bad play. It was kind of that kind of night for the team. On Duquesne's first punt, that was just a funky bounce. Can't blame it on spells. Just comes under the crap happens category. And then with Gallagher, if you're going to dive, you got to hold on to the ball. He's a freshman. He's excited. And I really think this whole bit about balls running out of the back of the end zone going to the other team is just one of the most nonsensical rules that they ever came up with. The running game, they ended up with over 300 yards. It was not really what it needed to be when the first team was in. We only rarely got nice-sized holes, did not get any real breakaway runs. I expected much better. The offensive line starters were not sharp. And again, I think that's a matter of playing Duquesne. They did not come out ready to play. And they were better after the storm. They still weren't good enough. And by the way, that's Roto back there turning on the computer screen. And I hope it doesn't mess up the lighting too much. But now that he's done his job, he can go on his way. Second half, from the pretty much the beginning, I think, the second team was in. And despite the depth chart that came out before the game, Yates was moved to center. He wasn't listed as number 2 on the depth chart, but that move was pretty much expected. I think we had Malone, Weideman, Yates, Hubbard, and I'm not sure. Have to check on that. Marchiol, decent game, more comfortable than he was in the spring game. He's still just a little bit off. Throws a pass here and there that he shouldn't. Misses some, not by a lot. If you take his close misses and just get those together, it's a good game. Now, he's got wheels. We knew that. We hadn't seen much of it. He does not look like Garrett Green when he runs, but he gets there. He gets there smoothly and quicker than you expect. We also found out Jaheim White is for real. Yes, it was against Duquesne, but given a decent hole, he makes the move, he makes the cut, and he's down the field. So, if the line gives him a hole, he's going. He knows how to find that hole, get through it, and be gone before anybody else catches up. Not necessarily for, the 50-some yard touchdown. We'll see that somewhere along the line, I'm sure. But he had a really good night. And DJ Oliver is for real. No big runs, but he knows where the hole is. He knows how to hit it. He doesn't go down easy. Didn't see quite as many guys as we wanted to because the ones who played needed it. Garrett Green needed to play that whole first half. Markiel needed the second half. They are both at the point where they benefit from the experience. It's going to help down the road. And of course, the same is true for a lot of the other guys who played. Would have been nice to get a few others in. Hey, it's a win. It's a solid win. It was a good first half of the second quarter, and it was a great start to the post-storm section. Things did slow down more than I would have liked when Markiol and the others came in. But, again, we saw the future. There were guys out there who aren't quite ready yet. But when they're ready, they're not going to be good. They're going to be very good, and some of them will be great. Which ones? Well, hey, barring injury, you can say Jaheim White. Pretty sure Markiol is going to get there if he just cleans up those near misses. Some of the others, we'll wait and see. I do think the line will continue to be very good for years to come. So, we didn't answer everything, but if you wanted Coach Brown to be aggressive, he was aggressive. You wanted him to go deep, he went deep. Wanted more down the middle, across the middle, you got it. You wanted Jaheim White, you got it. You wanted Markiel, you got it. You weren't asking for Hudson Clement, but you got it. And boy, did he give it to Duquesne. Oh, it's, 6 days and 20 hours until Pitt? I think we're going to be ready. I hope Pitt is ready. I don't want to beat them just because they're down. I want them to play their best game and still get the crap beat out of them. I'll see you sometime during the week, and then I'll see you after we beat Pitt. In the meantime, you know that whole routine of click the thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. So long.